Aloha, everyone. Dr. Matt James here. Hope you're having a fabulous new year. And, it's a really interesting time energetically. And I thought it would be really cool to talk about energy and have an advanced discussion on energy. So, first of all, let's pretend for a moment that energy is real, that the work that is out there, whether it's Bruce Lipton's work in Biology of Belief, whether it's Lynn McTaggart in The Field, or Holographic Universe by Michael Talbot, written, God, I think that was written back in the 90s already. Anyway, let's just pretend that energy is real, that energy affects our cells, it affects our body, it affects our emotions, our mind, and that a lot of what we experience boils down to energy. How you think about energy is critical to you achieving your goals. How you think about energy, how you experience it in your own reality will directly affect whether or not you achieve your goals. And this is the new year. This is a time where people set these intentions, they set these goals. They're like, okay, January is here. It's somehow going to magically help me achieve the things that I failed in achieving last year. Not everyone. I know not everyone does that. You see people who work out on a regular basis, who go into the gym. You see an influx of people that come into the gym and are like, New Year's resolution, I'm going to start working out, as if the energy of January is going to magically undo their inability to maintain a consistent practice of working out. They make New Year's resolutions. I'm going to be nicer to so-and-so. I'm going to be more dedicated to doing something. And so I've always said, every day is a new year. Every day is the first day of the next calendar year for you personally. So every day should be a New Year's resolution. But I took a step back from it this year and I thought, okay, the problem might not necessarily be with the new year. It might be with our thinking in general. We think so linear. Western thinking is such a linear way of looking at things. Like, the idea of 2 steps forward, 1 step back. That's a very linear approach to thinking. The problem is nowhere in the universe is anything linear. The Earth doesn't go in a straight line. It goes around the sun. There are no flat planets that I'm currently aware of. The universe that we know of is more of a bubble. The galaxies that we experience, either looking in telescopes, our own galaxy, the Milky Way, it's a spiral. Everything circles things, and all ancient cultures believed in a cyclical approach to life. They believed in cycles. They believed in lunar cycles, solar cycles, but we in Western thinking go linear. Now, linear thinking is helpful. Getting a project done, creating a building, doing things. I'm not throwing out linear thinking. It's that when you apply it in areas where you should be thinking cyclical, you run into issues. So what is linear thinking? Linear thinking is step by step by step by step. You're going around a board, you have a calendar, you get to December 31st, you throw it away, it's January 2nd, it's time to get rolling. Somehow this new calendar is going to fix things. Cyclical thinking, think about this for a moment. The Earth right now is back in a very close proximity to where it was exactly 1 year ago. And so the energy that you were experiencing, a year ago, you're right back on top of it again. See, linear thinking negates the concept or idea that you are revisiting certain themes. Cyclical thinking allows you to understand that you are revisiting themes in your life, and you ask the simple question. Rather than thinking of it just as a cycle, are you spiraling upward to greater heights, or are you circling the drain praying that the universe doesn't flush? See, with cyclical thinking and you're spiraling upward, you realize that what you're doing is you are experiencing a similar theme to what you experienced before. See, linear thinking is 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And you think that when you go backwards that you're somehow backtracking and that you're losing ground or losing momentum. But the problem with that is that you don't see that you might actually be improving a little bit and that you might be making a gain. Cyclical thinking is this idea that as a kid, and I have a teenage son, he's 17, and we are so close, we're so connected. His name's Ethan, great guy, and there have been times where we've had tension, and there have been a couple of things that he's done where I'm like, oh, and I could just feel this intensity building up inside me. So I'm going to, I say to myself, I'm going to do better next time. I make that New Year's resolution that next morning, that next day. And you all of a sudden you encounter another situation where something happens and you feel that intensity build up inside. With linear thinking, you're like, oh my God, I'm right back to where I was. A little bit of charge come up and I was able to handle it and navigate it a lot better. I was able to navigate this and control the emotional experience that I had. See, as you begin to notice that you're cycling up, whether it's with your workouts, whether it's how you handle your career, your relationship, your connection with your kids, you see these improvements and these themes that you revisit. And you can revisit these themes over and over again. We revisit a lot of themes in January. So now is a good time for you to kind of just stop, take a step back from it all, and go, okay, what themes am I revisiting right now? What themes am I coming back above or coming back into contact with? And have I improved? Have I improved on the themes? Have I improved in my connection with myself, with spirit, with mental, with emotion? And as you begin to cycle upward, as you begin to connect with higher and higher calling, with higher and higher vibrations, what you begin to realize is that you are improving on a regular basis, that you're improving every bit as much as you possibly can every single day. So here are some steps that you can take, especially here in January as you revisit these themes. Number one, begin to start thinking about a specific area where you want to improve. A lot of people make New Year's resolution on health and fitness, on relationship, career, whatever it is. Think of an area. Think of themes that you revisit over and over again. Think of themes that you encounter on a regular basis. Make note of these themes. Look back at the past. When you have encountered these themes in the past, how have you dealt with them? How have you handled yourself in that situation? Are you improving? Are you cycling upward and getting to greater and greater heights? Are you taking guidance from your inner voice, your intuition? Are you taking guidance from higher self? As you cycle back and look at what you've done in the past, notice, have you improved? Become aware of the cycle. And then what I want you to begin to do is, as you encounter that cycle again this year, because you're going to, at some point, if you began a workout program because it's January, you're going to encounter the cycle and the energy of derailment, of getting off track. Or maybe you're going to encounter the cycle of kicking it up a notch, improving, wherever you are on the path. Notice when you encounter that energy again and see if you can deal with it at a greater level, at a higher level thinking, a higher level concept or idea. Notice yourself improving a little bit at a time. And just take a moment every once in a while to pat yourself on the shoulder and say, good job. Because when you do that, you're giving yourself permission to constantly improve and to grow and evolve. Anyway, hope that helps out for the new year. And good luck with all of your goals and your aspirations this year. Take care. Aloha.